Aloha, welcome to TMDR, the Maui Daily Report for Wednesday, April 30th, 2025. I'm Chivo Ching Johnson. These are some of the stories that may interest you today. The rich are getting richer. Forbes has just come out with a list of the richest people in each state. Combined, they're worth $1.6 trillion. That's $100 billion more than last year. 3 of the top 5 richest men own property here. Jeff Bezos at $194 billion, Mark Zuckerberg at $177 billion, and Larry Ellison, who owns basically the entire island of Lanai, at $162 billion. But the richest Hawaii resident is eBay founder Pierre Omidyar at only $6.3 billion. Oh, poor guy. A state-sponsored corporate takeover of community media in Hawaii is getting national attention. Arguably, the richest cable company in America, Spectrum, takes more than $1 billion in revenue out of Hawaii each year, and an estimated $100 million from Maui every year. But evidently, that is not enough. Maui residents showed up in droves at a public hearing last December to testify against a franchise renewal attempt to defund Akaku and public access in Hawaii by Spectrum and the Department of Commerce and Consumer Affairs. It is the subject of an interview with Akaku CEO Jay April. You can read a transcript posted on the Pacifica Radio Network website at pacificanetwork.org. We have this for you.
The thing that really gets me, you've heard all the testimony here today about the money and how it will impact us. I've seen Akaku's, really, their crew, go down in numbers over the years, and equipment can't stay as current as they'd like to, but they struggle through it all and never, ever deliver anything less than the best and the most they can do. You know, it's been stated, but it's really clear to me that anything that will take precious revenue away from this group is a mistake.
Corporate Akaku-like program does not equal Akaku. Faloha does not equal aloha. Aloha is from the heart. Your feeling, it's just from within. And a corporate behemoth cannot duplicate what Akaku does. Malo.
And in the long aftermath of the fires, Akaku stepped up big time to cover the many community informational meetings and public hearings that helped local residents get vital information and provide a voice for local residents to have their concerns and questions heard. If funding for public television and Akaku is slashed, community service and community voices will also be slashed. It is extremely important that full funding continues to support community television so it can provide the service that local residents deserve.
And like MEO, which operates on the mantra, give a man a fish and you feed him for a day, teach a man to fish and you can feed him for a lifetime, Akaku has done the same for MEO, teaching nonprofits how to produce their own videos using their iPhones and iMovie. We were allowed to borrow equipment, shoot, and make our own videos, which were aired on Akaku. We were troubled to learn of the proposed 15-year cable TV franchise renewal for Spectrum.
The DCCA. I was always under the understanding that you stood up for the people of the state of Hawaii. And that doesn't seem to be the case, okay? You seem to not be standing up for us, because I was at that hearing 10 years ago. So I'm amazed at 2 things. One, we're not even counting for the inflation that's taken place. We're willing to take the 3% over 15 more years of inflation, okay? When it should be actually adjusted, okay? However, if the DCCA is not going to protect the people of Hawaii, and in particular Maui County, you should tell us that, okay? Tell us, say, we're not going to protect you. We have other people more important, and then we will take it to other areas of due process, whether it's the courts, whether it's the legislators, but you should tell us, because we're under the assumption you work for us, and that doesn't seem to be the case right now.
True or not, this process has a feel of government and a powerful entity writing rules for their benefit without adequate public review. Also, this plan is based on proposals submitted 7 or 8 years ago. Reading the Kauai Agreement, the DCCA news release cites a 2017 public hearing as basis for its decision. Much has occurred since then, and another public hearing with full vetting of the changes needs to be scheduled. Keep the status quo. There is no need for change. Thank you for allowing Emio to comment.
Maui has survived the unthinkable. Through fire and loss, one voice has helped to keep us connected, Akaku. Now, entities within our government want to silence that voice. They are planning to cut nearly 20% of Akaku's funding. This means losing wildfire recovery reporting, community news, emergency alerts, local media training, and coverage of local county meetings. Spectrum makes $100 million from our community, and now they want our government to take public access funds to give them more? Our Maui County deserves to be heard and deserves public access to media. Our stories matter. Please support Akaku.
The Hawaii legislature is about to pay out $9.5 million to settle 38 loss claims against the state. They include unwanted hugs from a judge, a heart attack from the false ballistic missile alert back in 2018, a pedestrian death in a hazardous crosswalk, a motorcyclist hit by a public school teacher making an illegal U-turn, sexual abuse in a foster home, a cop who shot and killed a man who refused to pour out a bottle of vodka, and a person who took a long walk off a short, unlit pier. A bill to boost local home ownership through state-funded deed restrictions has stalled in the Senate Housing Committee. House Bill 739 was considered to create the Kama'aina Homes program to fund counties buying voluntary deed restrictions. The restrictions would ensure homes go to local owner-occupants or resident tenants. The bill will not advance this session, but the Maui County Council is considering similar local legislation, which will be reviewed during its regular meeting Friday. The Maui County Council will also review a draft resolution this Friday, May 2nd, opposing Young Brothers' proposed 27% inter-island shipping rate hike. The $26.4 million increase is currently under review by Public Utilities Commission. The Council's resolution cites concerns about added costs to essential goods like food and supplies. Maui County relies heavily on imports shipped via Oahu and transferred at high cost to neighbor islands. The council argues the rate hike would burden residents already facing high living expenses. Public input is part of the ongoing regulatory process. Maui chef Zach Sato has been named Best Chef on Maui at the Ipono Awards, voted on by island head chefs. His restaurant, Havens Harborside in Maalaea, also won gold for Best New Restaurant. Opened 6 months ago, it features locally sourced seafood and meats with ocean views. Sato, a Maui native, co-founded the original Havens in 2020, known for local comfort foods. He also helped feed displaced residents and first responders after the 2023 Lahaina wildfires. Some drug smugglers in the Eastern Pacific found out that things don't always go better with coke. The crew of the Honolulu Coast Guard cutter recently sailed into San Diego and unloaded 20,000 pounds of cocaine seized during deployment in the Eastern Pacific. Cartels are using various vessels, including narco submarines, to run drugs across the Pacific Islands into Australia and Asia in what is called the Pacific Drug Highway. Nothing like a trip to paradise. 2 German teens were thrown in jail for a night and deported and sent back home for trying to do just that. Wishing to travel spontaneously, they could not present lodging confirmation for their entire intended 5-week stay, and they said they were denied entry as a result. Customs official claimed the pair was entering the U.S. under false pretenses because they intended to seek work for food during their visit. Shame. Nearly 200 Kahoma Village residents and volunteers gathered last Saturday to replant Lahaina's landscape. They planted 100 native and resilient species, including ulu, puakinikini, mango, and citrus trees. The effort supports post-wildfire recovery and long-term environmental resilience. The event was organized by Kahoma Village and Maui Nui Marine Resource Council and was intended to foster stewardship and community connection to the Aina. In front of 2,000 fans at Meahara Stadium, Kamehameha Schools Maui ended a 16-year title drought Tuesday night. Last night, the Warriors shut out Baldwin High 8-0 to claim their first Maui Interscholastic League Baseball championship since 2009. Junior pitcher Kanoa Arakawa led with 6 strong innings, allowing just 2 hits. Kamehameha capitalized on Baldwin's 6 walks, 2 hit batters, and 4 errors. The win comes after a blown lead in Saturday's missed title opportunity. And they now head to the state tournament for the first time since 2023. The Hawaii Department of Transportation announced free Wi-Fi is now available at Molokai Airport through Hawaiian Telcom and began April 17th throughout the terminal. The fiber optic network infrastructure was installed through HDOT's High Connect pilot project, which improved broadband infrastructure. Just over 1 month ago, March 29th, we all celebrated Kuhio Day in honor of Prince Jonah Kuhio Kalanianiole. Prince Kuhio did much during his time, shrugging off his resentment for the overthrow of Hawaii. Kuhio ran for and served in Congress on behalf of the territory of Hawaii for years to better serve his people. And Daniel Emhoff files this report from Molokai.
As Molokai Hawaiian homesteaders, we celebrate Hawaii's Prince Jonah Kuhio Kalanianaole. During his lifetime and in the decades immediately following his death, Kuhio was recognized as one of the greatest Hawaiians who had ever lived. Raised as a prince of the royal family in Hawaii, he shrugged off the deep resentment he felt for the overthrow of the kingdom and ran for election as a territorial delegate so that he could better defend Hawaii in Washington, D.C., where the big decisions were being made after annexation. He didn't want to leave Hawaii, but look around. He saw that there was no one else to assume the role of protector of his people. It was his kuleana as an ali'i. It was his duty and his honor and his responsibility. And he championed the Hawaiian Homes Commission, which created the Department of Hawaiian Homelands, which has helped give generations of Hawaiian residents stable homes on the islands, which was designed to provide open-area homesteads to Hawaiians who had been dispossessed by waves of changes and the U.S. annexation of the Hawaiian Islands in 1898. As Molokai homesteaders, we continue to carry the kuleana of Prince Jonah Kuhio Kalanianaole, as you can see today, and the kuleana of our Aina, Ho'opulapula Molokai. And finally, mahalo and enjoy the event as we are mindful of those who came before us and the rich history and outsized impact of an exceptional Kanaka, Prince Jonah Kuhio Kalanianaole.
That's it for today's Maui Daily Report. Mahalo for joining us. And please keep watching Akaku, channels 53, 54, and 55. You can watch Akaku at akaku.org or on your phone 24/7 with our app Maui Stream. If you miss TMDR or if you're on the road, you can listen to the Maui Daily Report on the radio between 7 and 8 p.m. on KAKU 88.5 FM. This is how we stay connected. I'm Chivo Ching Johnson. Have a good Wednesday night. Be happy, stay healthy, and keep smiling. Aloha.